The rain had been falling in thin silver sheets over downtown Chicago, blurring the city lights into soft streaks of gold and blue. Inside a quiet corner cafe, a man who looked like he carried the weight of an entire world on his shoulders sat alone, staring at a cooling cup of coffee. His name was Marcus Hale, a billionaire real estate developer known by the world as confident, decisive, and untouchable. But today, he looked anything but. Today, he looked like a man running from something he didn't know how to fix. He had spent years building skyscrapers, companies, and empires, but tonight, all he could think about was the tiny daughter he didn't know how to love properly, and the woman he had slowly been losing without realizing it. If you believe in kindness, healing, and the power of second chances, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more meaningful stories to life. Marcus hadn't planned to walk into that cafe. He had simply run out of places to hide. His marriage had crumbled so quietly that he didn't notice the fractures until they were too deep to repair. His long work hours, endless meetings, and obsession with success had pulled him away from his wife Claire and their 5-year-old daughter Sophie. He told himself he was providing for them. Claire told him she just wanted him present. Neither had been wrong, but neither had known how to meet in the middle. When Claire finally asked him to move out, he said nothing. He just packed a suitcase and left their home in the suburbs with the same cold efficiency he used in business. But the silence afterward, the loneliness, gnawed at him in a way no financial loss ever had. The world might have admired Marcus Hale, the unstoppable visionary. But no one admired Marcus Hale, the husband who had failed, the father who didn't know how to hold his child without feeling like he was intruding on someone else's world. He came to the cafe seeking quiet, but instead sent him something better. He noticed them the moment they entered, a woman in a pale blue blouse, her golden hair softly curled at her shoulders, and a little girl with strawberry blonde curls bouncing with each step. They looked warm, familiar, whole, everything his life wasn't. But something about the woman's tired smile and the faint worry in her eyes pulled him in. Something about the girl's brightness wrapped around his heart like a gentle hand squeezing. The woman, Hannah Porter, looked like she was trying her best to hold life together with threads. And the little girl, Maeve, looked like the kind of child who felt everything deeply, even the things adults tried to hide. They sat near him, and for a moment he told himself to drink his coffee and mind his own business. But fate has a strange way of working through children. Maeve dropped her little bracelet as she walked by. Marcus leaned down instinctively, picked it up, and gently tapped her shoulder. When she turned around, her bright eyes met his, and something inside him softened. In that moment, the child smiled at him. Not the polite smile children offer strangers, but a warm, fearless smile, as if she saw something good in him he didn't see in himself. She reached out her small hand, palm open, waiting. He froze for a moment, unsure what to do, until he hesitantly placed the bracelet in her hand. Maeve tapped her fingers to his gently, almost like a tiny handshake made only for him. Across the table, Hannah watched with a mixture of surprise and relief, as if it had been a long time since she'd seen her daughter light up like that. That tiny moment sparked a conversation. And that conversation opened a door Marcus didn't know he needed. Hannah was a single mother, recently widowed after losing her husband 2 years prior. She spoke gently, choosing her words as if they carried weight. She struggled balancing her job as a paralegal with the emotional needs of a child who missed a father she barely remembered. Bills were tight, life was hard. But she was trying, always trying, and Maeve, though cheerful, carried a quiet longing that reminded Marcus too much of Sophie. As the minutes slipped by, Marcus felt himself opening up in ways he hadn't planned. He told Hannah, carefully, awkwardly, that he wasn't the man people thought he was. He admitted he was afraid of losing the people who mattered most. He admitted he didn't know how to fix things. Instead of judgment, Hannah gave him empathy. Instead of pity, she gave him honesty. She told him that what mattered wasn't being perfect, it was being present. Her words hit him harder than any boardroom confrontation ever had. Then, the moment that changed everything happened, not through Hannah, but through little Maeve. She reached for Marcus again, tapping his hand with her tiny fingers as if offering comfort. But when Hannah stood to leave, Maeve tugged her mother's sleeve, looked up with pleading eyes, and softly whispered words that cracked Marcus clean open. Please stay. Mommy really needed this. Hannah froze, eyes filling as she knelt in front of her daughter. Marcus felt something inside him collapse under the weight of emotion. The innocence of Maeve's request, the truth in it, the longing for connection. It echoed everything his own daughter must have felt for so long. And suddenly, he knew exactly what he needed to do. Marcus didn't let the moment pass. He looked at Hannah and Maeve and said the words he should have said to his own family years earlier, words that felt like redemption. I'm here, really here. Over the next hour, they talked about life, loss, fear, mistakes, and hope. Marcus learned that Hannah had no family nearby, no real support system. He learned Maeve loved reading and painting, and believed every stranger could be a friend. He learned that kindness didn't always come from people who had everything together, but from people who had been broken and rebuilt themselves piece by piece. What Hannah didn't know was that meeting them wasn't just a gentle moment in Marcus's lonely day. It was a turning point. He left the cafe feeling something he hadn't felt in years, clarity. He went straight to Claire's house, knelt in front of Sophie, and held her for the first time in months without fear. He apologized with every tremble in his voice, and Claire, tired, hurt but still hopeful, saw something different in him, something real. Sometimes people don't need perfection, they just need presence. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like, comment, and share the video. Your support helps this channel continue creating meaningful stories. Before the ending, comment below, do you believe people deserve second chances? And with that belief, Marcus Hale didn't just rebuild his life, he finally learned how to love the people who needed him most.